The Sahel's bold vision, beyond security and crisis. When you hear Sahel, you probably think of conflict, instability, and crisis. For decades, the headlines painted a picture of a region defined by its struggles. International meetings pledged billions, all focused on containing problems. But while the world managed the past, a groundbreaking vision for the future was quietly being built. Three nations are engineering the most ambitious economic project on the continent. To understand this new vision, you must grasp the old story of the Sahel. Their economies, sitting on vast resources, were structured for extraction, not regional prosperity. It was often easier and cheaper to trade with Europe than with a neighboring country. Economic decisions were heavily influenced by the French treasury through the CFA franc. The region became a focus for the global war on terror, overshadowing development needs. This focus fueled a critical jobs crisis for a rapidly growing population. The narrative cast its people as passive recipients of aid, not architects of their own future. This framework consistently failed, fueling widespread desire for a new path. They realized the path forward had to be forged by themselves. The turning point was a cascade of popular uprisings and military-led governments. This signaled a profound desire to reclaim national sovereignty from old influences. Faced with threats, the three nations formed the Alliance of Sahel States in September 2023. What started as defense quickly grew into the foundation for a new economic confederation. Then came the definitive break, the formal withdrawal from ECOWAS in January 2024. They accused the bloc of becoming a tool for foreign powers. The exit, official in January 2025, was an irreversible declaration of independence. It was a pivot from dependency to self-determination, the birth of the new vision. The AES is building its own financial architecture to break free from IMF and World Bank conditions. The cornerstone is the Confederal Bank for Investment and Development, announced in May 2025. Mali's finance minister called it a genuine instrument of economic sovereignty. The plan starts with initial capital around 500 billion CFA francs, or $820 million. This capital will fund ambitious projects in transport, energy, and agriculture. Funding mechanisms include a new 0.5% customs duty on imports from outside the AES. Another source is capturing revenue from their own abundant natural resources. This revolutionary move reclaims control. No more seeking approval from Paris or Washington. Financial autonomy is the engine meant to power their entire development agenda. It's a critical first step in their project of economic decolonization. The second pillar aims to make a borderless region a reality for 78 million citizens. They started with practical steps people can feel immediately, like eliminating mobile roaming charges. In January 2025, they launched a common biometric AES passport. This is a powerful symbol of a shared identity, simplifying travel and commerce significantly. This contrasts sharply with the nearly 50-year-old ECOWAS bloc, which never issued a unified biometric document. Ministers are also harmonizing policies across critical sectors for a seamless trade area. Plans include creating a unified customs code and launching a joint airline for boosted connectivity. They've even held the first annual AES Games and adopted a common official anthem. This is integration that is fast, decisive, and locally controlled. The third pillar is perhaps the most ambitious, a massive overhaul of the region's infrastructure. Historically, infrastructure was built to get resources to ports for export. The AES is flipping that model. A flagship project is a new railway corridor directly linking the capitals, Bamako, Niamey, and Ouagadougou. This corridor is designed to slash transport costs and create an integrated economic backbone. In Burkina Faso, President Traoré's Faso Rail initiative connects all Coran-to-Cinque province. This is happening alongside huge investments in road networks and new dry ports across the nations. AES energy ministers are working to harmonize policies and promote the region's vast solar potential. Initiatives are also underway to boost food sovereignty and reduce dependence on foreign seeds. Mali has begun construction on its first gold refinery to process resources domestically. This process creates valuable local jobs and captures economic value lost to foreign companies. These projects are the building blocks of a self-sufficient economy oriented toward its own people. The final pillar is a pragmatic reimagining of foreign policy, seeking South-South partnerships. The break from former powers does not mean isolation. It means building relationships based on mutual respect. The most significant partnership is with Morocco, addressing the landlocked challenge. King Mohammed VI's Royal Atlantic Initiative offers strategic access to the Atlantic Ocean. This is a lifeline that bypasses their former reliance on ECOWAS coastal states' political strings. Morocco is investing in the road and rail needed to make this trans-Saharan corridor a reality. The AES is also engaging with diverse partners, including Russia and China, on equitable terms. Acting as a unified bloc gives the three nations far more bargaining power than ever before. Rejecting old dependencies opens the door to healthier, more balanced international relationships. They are proving that sovereignty leads to better global positioning, not isolation. The ambition of this new vision is undeniable, but so are the risks of this high-stakes experiment. These are among the world's least developed countries, facing ongoing security threats. They must also contend with the harsh realities of climate change affecting agriculture and water access. Their departure from ECOWAS disrupted traditional trade routes, risking economic isolation. Skeptics question if the new confederal bank can mobilize enough capital for these mega-projects. There is also doubt about whether the political will of the three governments can be sustained long-term. If it fails, it could reinforce the cynical narrative that African-led solutions are doomed. Failure could plunge the region into deeper economic hardship, fueling instability. But what if the AES can build these railways and fund development with their own bank? Success would provide a powerful, living blueprint for other African nations seeking to break free. When we look at the Sahel today, it's easy to see the old story, the headlines of conflict. But look closer, beyond the smoke and dust, and you can see the foundations of something new being laid. The alliance of Sahel states isn't just reacting to a crisis, it is proactively building a future. This is a story that flips the script, from a narrative of security to one of sovereignty, from dependency to self-determination, from managing problems to engineering solutions. The common passport, the confederal bank, and new railways are interconnected pieces of a grand vision, a vision of a Sahel that controls its own resources and finances its own development. This is without a doubt one of the boldest political and economic experiments happening on the planet right now. It's a high-risk, high-reward gamble, but one taken entirely on their own terms. It's a powerful reminder that history is not over in the Sahel. It is being written right now. The world has watched the Sahel for decades, waiting for it to collapse. Perhaps it's time to start watching for it to rise. Can this audacious model of sovereignty and integration succeed?